What's going on,
I
guys?
think sometimes we forget how cool that looks. I don't know. I like it. It's probably the best thing going on this show these days.
Yeah. Definitely the most professional looking thing.
It is. It is. We should get a completely different new one.
You wanna?
Well, ask Luke to do another one for us.
We should probably figure out how to do it ourselves.
Yeah.
All right, what's going on, guys? Restless Corpse.
And Providence with a 7.
Jeff meets Esposito.
That's right.
Not, meets.
Well,
Jeff
I wanted to do a fun thing. Welcome to Virtual Bromance Live, a show for bros, by bros, about bros, being bros. Right?
Bro.
Right?
Yeah. Good intro.
Yeah.
We should do it 80s style all the time. Or was it? No, that's early 90s style.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
It's kind of
interchangeable.
It was a joke, mostly in reference to the Kevin Smith intro for Comic Book Men when he.
Yeah. Cool. Just because this is the second episode that we're doing it, we're not calling them episodes anymore.
That's right. Fuck episodes. Fuck seasons.
Because we're just sitting here talking about shit.
Right. And if we continue to number the episodes, it'll be a lot more obvious how many we haven't uploaded to YouTube when they go up there.
Yeah, it's true. When we finally do upload them, I was thinking about maybe just not labeling them as episodes anymore. We kind of have to, because in the show we say this is episode whatever.
We could go into no, that's a lot of work. I was going to say we could go into the file and make it go whenever we say the episode number.
I pretend like I don't even have time to upload them. I'm not going to edit them too.
I know. That was, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's been another week.
Another week.
You've played a lot of Final Fantasy.
I have.
You didn't accomplish the things that you
I
wanted.
accomplished
You did?
a shit ton of stuff.
Okay.
I'll get into that in a second.
Okay.
Because it's not good. It actually upsets me.
Okay. That's not good, I guess.
What did you accomplish?
Well,
Look, we only played we each played one game this week.
Two.
What else did you play?
I just told you. I just told you. We'll move through this.
I don't remember.
Okay. I got into the Delta sector in Starbound, and as I've gotten a little bit further, I find myself thinking that maybe
did you go to planet is there a planet 2 Delta?
No.
Damn.
I wish there were. But I find myself feeling like maybe I should just pull back a little bit. I've seen a lot of cool things in the game, and I really enjoy it. But I know that it's still in beta, and that they are going to do at least one more character wipe.
Yeah, what if you get to the last sector?
And they wipe everything, and I got to start over.
Well, it has nothing to do with that. It's just when it finally starts over, you're going to be like, the only thing holding me here is Nova Kid.
It's true.
And then when Nova Kid's not fun anymore, you're not.
Well, I mean, I know that they
calm down, bro.
They seem to have added a lot of really cool stuff thus far. Like with the last patch that they did on December 23rd, they did add a lot of stuff. I looked through the update list and what was there and everything.
Yeah, but that's before I gifted it to you and then didn't even play until after Christmas.
Right. I think I played twice before they patched it, but what they seem to be doing is adding a lot of fan mods and stuff into the full version of the game.
Like to make fans go different directions and stuff.
Just the things that they've added in. They added in
maybe streamers on the fan.
It was very cool. Well, you need to put the streamers on so that you know that it's going.
Right, so you know
just like when you're walking.
So you know what side to get behind, so you can make Darth Vader voice.
Right, and it's like when you're walking through the air conditioner department at Sears. You need to know all those air conditioners are actually doing their job.
That's true.
No, they've added stuff that were fan mods that people did that seemed to be popular. I know that off the top of my head, there was a Skyrail thing where once you get the
in that other game that you played that I just remembered.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. They added. It's basically. When you get to Delta Sector is when the stuff shows up in your craftable inventory, and I haven't really messed with it yet. But it's you get a tool and you can glide along sky rails. You can build sky rails and glide along them. So they're adding stuff that.
So you can't even if you had, like, let's say you somehow had materials, it doesn't show up in your shit, or you're saying it showed up because you found some material.
It showed up because I got that star map upgrade. For each time you get a star map upgrade, they add more stuff to your craftable inventory.
See, that's another way that it differs from Terraria then. If you could somehow find materials for something, you can
you have to get the crafting recipe.
As long as you have the correct crafting station.
Yeah, the crafting recipes, like the different armors and stuff are leveled crafting recipes based on your star map upgrade and stuff.
Cool.
So when you get the Durasteel upgrade, which is when you go to is the Mark IV star map, I think it is, to go to the Delta sector. That's when you get the opportunity to build like the sky rails and stuff.
Weird thing going on.
Yeah, you do have a weird thing going on up there.
I'm gonna put my head there so you can't really see it.
You're gonna put your head like right in the crease of your cabinets there. That's good. But yeah, I do really, really enjoy it.
I spend a lot of time on this show fucking with my head.
You do. It's really funny.
Right,
you should just start wearing a hat all the time like I do.
Because then you can't see this sweet-ass shit that's going on right here.
Yeah, that is pretty good, too.
To a lesser extent over here.
But yeah, I mean, obviously, like we were just talking about before we started the show, once they get the next big update released, which there's no concrete date, but I think they did say that they plan to have it out before the end of January. They're supposed to be adding the Nova Kid character type, but for that update,
so we can start our
Western
space opera.
Yes, our glowy alien cowboy space opera.
We'll build a saloon first.
We're gonna make Galaxy Express 39. And hopefully we'll run into like Queen Emeraldus and Harlock, right?
Mm.
Like huge pirate ships in space and shit like that. Because I think that they actually have said. This is really a fun tangent, but they have said that the customizable ships will be in the next patch as well. So, with that, you'll be able to build. I saw a chart.
Imager is just going to be full of like dick-shaped spaceships to start out.
Yeah, that's what people make. Just like I'm sure it's full of dick-shaped houses right now, isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
And obviously, having gone through up to Delta Sector, it'll be a lot faster to grind through it, knowing what I need to do and like where I need to go and whatnot. There are some cool planet types that show up when you get further in. In the Delta Sector, I finally have started to encounter tentacle planets. Do you remember I loaded up the game and they have like on the menu screen they have like the planet in the background and it's always different. And there was a time where it had tentacles all over it and shit, and I was all excited. They're like a purple-black planet with big purple tentacles all over it.
So the enemies look like? But, I mean, it's just standard weird.
It's standard alien enemies, okay. But the tentacles are all over the planet. Like they're not moving and they don't attack you or anything.
Right.
But it's a tentacle planet. So like instead of trees, there are tentacles.
Cool.
Wait a second, which means
you get tentacle wood?
You might be able to get tentacle seeds and grow tentacles around your house, which would be pretty smooth.
That would be pretty smooth. It'd be pretty boss.
I could make a squid house. In fact, I'm going to make a squid house. I'm going to go on record right now.
What if you made yourself a house? Like, it was symmetrical looking as far as the outside would go, and then you just put one big-ass tentacle on the top.
That's pretty good, too.
Yeah, all right. Or make 2 testicle rooms with a tentacle.
Or I could make like stilts and have the house look like an anime girl and have the tentacle underneath.
Yep.
Because that's what tentacles are all about, aren't they?
Yes.
Raping anime girls. That's what tentacles are for.
Right. You said it, man. I'm just agreeing with you because I'm afraid.
Of getting raped by tentacles?
No, I'm just afraid to disagree with you. You might hit me.
Well, okay.
Because you're sounding like a crazy person right now.
It's all right.
All right.
It's all right.
Cool.
Didn't watch the new episode of Space Dandy yet because I got my the 2 Blu-ray sets of all of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which I've already watched, but it's such a good series, and the Blu-ray sets. I had a gift card for Amazon that I threw towards one, and you can get it's all 64 episodes between 2 Blu-ray sets, and they end up costing $32 a piece.
Yeah,
which is pretty cheap for a set of 34 episodes or whatever it is on the first one. And it's a good deal, and the series is fantastic. I mean, I'd say that you should watch it, but
I would.
You've got things going on.
Yeah, but I watch shit. I'm
Do you
always
Blu-ray over there.
I'm sure if I finally get around to
installing that Blu-ray drive I gave you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could watch it on the Xbox One.
Oh,
which is also over there.
Oh, right on. Yeah, you should do that.
Well then,
I'm on the second set now, so you can totally fire up the first set.
Cool.
It's badass stuff. Yeah.
I'm watching all of Scrubs right now.
Don't watch that last season.
Why not?
The one where it ends and it got canceled.
Do you know what season it is? Because there's 9 on Netflix.
9 is the one then.
Oh, why not watch that one?
Because I don't know if you know the history of Scrubs, broadcast-wise, but it was on.
Oh wait, no, we talked
on a
about
network
this on a different show.
Yeah, where it was on a network and it got canceled, but then another network picked it up and they ran it for a season or two, and then they canceled it, and the original network brought it back.
Yeah, we actually talked about this when you were talking about a different show.
Community, yeah, because they make jokes about this relaunch, this reboot of the show. On the new season of Community, they made jokes about it, and which is why that last season of Scrubs is just not enough cocks. Dr. Cox, that is. Not enough cocks.
Look, if you want more cocks, watch Spartacus.
Dude, the
Dongs in the sand.
Man, I'll tell you, like, was it the first episode of the last season, War of the Damned, maybe?
I don't know. I've only seen the first 2 seasons.
Okay, it was the first or second episode of one of the last 2 seasons was like straight up Winterfest. It was like I just watched a one of the a cracked.com video or something, or maybe it was, I don't remember what it was, and I feel like a dick for like referencing something without.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Where the girls,
HBO thing,
where the girls want more dicks in their TV. Yeah,
that's because they didn't watch Spartacus.
They did not watch Spartacus because it's Wienerfest. Yeah,
immediately.
They would have been full up on wieners, or with wieners.
one.
Yeah, because there was it was a scene where they storm into a brothel and start killing people, and it's just dongs everywhere, just flopping all over the place, getting murdered.
Remember when we went and saw Watchmen, and we were like,
it was like the biggest blue dong ever.
I hope they're not going to show this giant blue dong, and then immediately
giant blue dong. Yeah, which whatever.
Because we both read trade.
Right. And I'm not opposed to women getting dong candy in TV shows and
whatever.
Women or homosexual men, whoever wants to see those wieners, that's cool.
Yeah.
And because I've been treated to a lifetime of
boobs,
freeze-framed boobs in movies, it's only fair. Yeah. It's only fair. Though I don't think that there is the same level of beautiful majesty in dongs as there is in boobs.
So did you see that there's going to be a new Bret Easton Ellis movie?
Is that the one with Lindsay Lohan?
Yeah.
I read about it in production. He wrote it, yeah, and they got a porn star guy to play the lead. Mm-hmm. He's not actually an
James
actor.
Dean.
Yeah, he's just a porn star who acted in this film. Yeah. Apparently she was a total fucking nightmare when it was in production. And it was
fucking Lindsay Lohan.
It was a really, really long article I read a few months ago, actually. Really interesting stuff, because it sort of was. It was after she was in her peak of shenanigans, but was still a total fucking disaster. And this director really, really wanted her to be in the movie, and he really wanted to work with her, and he was trying to be really, really accommodating. And everybody else involved, including Bret Easton Ellis, was like, she is ruining this fucking project. Get her the fuck out of here. And everybody, at the end, everyone was like, oh God, I don't really even care what the movie looks like. Just fucking, let's be done with it and get it out. And at the end of the article was like the director saying, well, the movie's done, and it's pretty much everything that I really hoped it could be. Though maybe I was wrong to hope for what I hoped for. But I am really interested because it is Bret Easton Ellis, and I
right, and
I hope
he writes some cool shit. So.
Right, but his movies or his books have never translated well to film.
Yeah, but
I mean, Rules of Attraction was good and stuff, but
Less Than Zero.
Less Than Zero is only good if you completely divorce it from the novel.
Yeah.
Because it's so strikingly different, and all of the key elements are lost. Like, the movie became a cautionary tale about the excesses of drug abuse in the 80s, and the book is about rich kids and in the 80s who had no responsibility and no obligation to accomplish anything, and how that detachment from obligation sort of led them down a spiral of depravity. And emotional detachment from humanity.
That was a pretty good book.
I love that book. It's a fantastic book, and it's about how. Did you read Imperial Bedrooms, the 30 years later sequel to it? I have the hardcover in there. I want to read it. It's good stuff. I mean, but you know, they never made a Glamorama movie, which is a giant failure because it's my favorite book.
It is a good one, yeah.
And American Psycho, well, the movie is enjoyable, and
not the second one.
Well, that doesn't even count. And while Christian Bale really was perfect for Patrick Bateman, and Justin Theroux was really phenomenal in it, and a lot of it was really, really good. It wasn't what the book really set out to be, and I don't think that like I said, I don't think that what he does translates to film well. I don't think that you can convey the same level of confusion between reality and fantasy, and that's
dude was freaking out.
Right,
the entire book, yeah.
And you know, I think they tried too hard to play up in the movie the idea that maybe he had imagined everything, whereas in the book, there's some allusion to the fact that maybe he had fabricated all of these scenarios, but I think ultimately you do understand that he did in fact like torture and mutilate and murder lots of people, yeah.
Not in the movie, by the way.
No, not in the movie. Rules of Attraction was done well. I mean, Roger Avery did a really good job with that, but as a whole, I mean, even that's not as good.
That had the beak, didn't it?
It did have the beak from the creek as Sean Bateman, yeah. And he was actually fantastic in it. Shannon Sossman was. Ian Somerhalder was in it. He's so dreamy.
He's so dreamy.
It's stupid how dreamy he is. Yeah. But yeah. So that's all going on. So I've been watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood for the last week, and as you saw, I was watching River Monsters because I'm apparently a closet redneck.
You totally are.
I've always been a fishing enthusiast, and it was the first episode. He was fishing for an alligator gar.
All right.
This whole River Monsters thing started because I saw a post online. I follow all these different fucking things, news sites. I saw a post of this video earlier in the week of a fish snatching a swallow out of the air, which I was like, holy shit, that's pretty fucking crazy. And they pointed out that a swallow is a very fast and maneuverable bird, and
spry.
Yeah, and it's a wide shot of these birds flying over the water, and the center point of the video is this one bird, but they focus in on this. In the background, there's another bird flying, and it's like cruising along about a foot and a half above the water, and sure enough, just a wham! This fucking fish just like snatches it, and it's gone. And I was like, holy shit, what was that? What kind of a fucking scary fucking freak fish can do that?
It's a piranha double D.
Kind of, yeah. It was an African tiger fish.
3 double D.
Yeah.
Fucking who cares?
Yeah. African tiger fish, which is the African equivalent of the South American piranha, red-bellied piranha. Ecosystem-wise, they sort of play the same role as a predatory fish, predatory school fish. But in reading about this tiger fish, I found out that on River Monsters, he had fished for a Goliath tigerfish, and all these articles are talking about how they're just like the red belly piranha, and then they talk about the Goliath tigerfish that is apparently like 6 feet long and weighs like 250 pounds, and they have pictures of these guys like holding a fish where the head of the mouth looks like a fucking like crocodile mouth.
Yeah.
Like all the teeth are on the outside of the lips and shit. And the head of the fish is like bigger than the dude's head. Like, it's the scariest fish I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, well, son of a bitch, I'm going to watch. I've seen a couple episodes of this guy fishing for scary things, and none of them have ever been that fucking scary. And I need to see this episode. I'm going to... It was free to stream on Amazon, so I was like, I'm going to do this thing.
Speaking of, I finally watched Sharknado.
I'm sorry. I heard it. Dexter says it's really good.
It's dumb as fuck.
Dexter is 6.
It is so dumb.
Yeah? Do you have anything more to say about
No.
it?
That's it.
Just, it's
dumb.
so dumb.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's pretty good. Teen Wolf is back.
You fucking know it is.
Did you
Can't
watch it?
Tomorrow.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
I think that...
Peter did not disappoint at the end.
That's right.
Made me laugh.
Peter's spectacular in his one scene. And, you know, I feel like... I have a little bit of frustration with it because they did this big to-do about the fact that they were doing a double-length season. And then they took 6 months off in the middle of the season. Yeah. And it really feels
so
like...
it's kind of like another season.
Right. It really feels like the way that episode played out really felt like a whole new season rather than a continuation of the previous 13 or whatever episodes it was. They introduced what was her name? Kira? The new girl, which I thought was a little clunky, the way that they were like really going to play up like her and Scott like making eyes at each other. Isaac and Allison, though, dude. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it.
And, you know...
because in the opening credits, Scott still makes out with Allison.
Right. So I was going through a lot of Netflix stuff last week or so.
Mm-hmm.
And I rewatched the Halo Forward Unto Dawn thing.
Mm-hmm.
One of the twins is in it.
One of the
Cro-Magnon.
The Cro-Magnon Matt Damons?
Yeah.
Did they die in the first half of the season? Because they're gone.
I don't remember.
They must have died.
But
you know what? I think all of the alphas except for Deucalion died. And Deucalion was like, peace, I'm out.
Yeah, maybe. He wasn't necessarily in it. He's the main character's brother, the older brother, who is like already in the military and he's sending out videos.
Wait, which one was he?
I don't know.
They're
twins. I don't fucking know.
Well, no, one was way more Cro-Magnon looking than the other one.
I don't think it was him then.
Was it gay one or Bone and Lydia one?
I don't remember.
Oh, man. All right.
You should just watch it. It's good. I know you're not a Halo fan.
No,
but
it's cool.
It's a feature-length film.
I was trying to play Halo 3 because I got it on my Xbox.
I know.
Playing it solo sucks.
I don't have it.
You were
because I missed it.
You were supposed to.
I know I missed it. I don't have it, and that's even.
Josh has it. We can borrow it from him.
Does he?
Yeah.
You want me to hook all that shit back up, dude? Seriously?
Yes, I do.
Where am I gonna put it?
I don't care.
Well, that's not gonna happen.
Stand it over there. I don't care. Stand it over there. Just put it down there. Over there. I don't know. What are you looking at?
You're
reading the thing?
Yeah.
He's talking about Sharknado.
I know. Yeah, see? Like, he's like, no sense to speak about it because there's nothing to say about the damn movie. It's dumb. Have you seen it?
No. It's a movie about a tornado full of sharks. Why would I see it?
Yes. And they're
How do they beat the Sharknado at the end?
I don't remember. It had something to do... Oh, they flew a helicopter with explosives over the tornado and dropped the explosives in it.
You can't... Is it possible to fly over a tornado?
I don't think it's very safe if it is. Yeah, good times.
Did they get Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt to fly over it?
No, but that would have been cool.
That would have been really cool. You seem to know a little bit more about this than I do, so let's talk a little bit about Alien Isolation.
I don't know shit about it.
You know more about it than I do. You were talking about it with James yesterday.
He knows
I only
more.
just found out about it.
He knows way more about it. Remember, you were the one that told me it was a survival horror game.
I did, but...
So you know more about it than I do. Because I assumed it was like a fucking Colonial Marine style
you had
game.
seen this announced a while ago, right?
No, I saw something on Facebook.
Okay. So they're making another Alien game, and which they're making it sort of. They're saying that they're making it sort of as an apology for Colonial Marines, which is a little bit of a bummer because I was really hoping that Gearbox would get the chance to make it up to us and do it right, rather than
maybe in the same way, like the same style of game.
Well, a sequel to Colonial Marines because. As shitty as Colonial Marines was, they set up for a good sequel.
Well, it's all one timeline. It could be a sequel.
This is before. This takes place between Alien and
Aliens.
Aliens.
That's right, because her daughter.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're going to play as Amanda Ripley McLaren during the 57-year gap between Alien and Aliens. Which
did anything even notable happen during 57 years that had anything to do with Xenomorphs?
Nothing that we know of.
I suppose. But she died an old lady, so she would have told somebody.
But that doesn't mean that the company would have told anybody else.
They probably would have told Ripley.
No, because they wanted her to go back and they wanted her to assist on that shit.
Didn't they know, or didn't she know that they were going to run into this shit again? That's why they sent all the Marines and shit?
Right.
It doesn't add up, man. It does not add up.
You know, if they find a way to explain it properly.
Look, if this game is us just walking around, doing paperwork, picking stuff off the ground and throwing it in the trash can, I'm going to be upset. Actually, it might actually be kind of cool.
Meeting her future husband, and getting married, and
it might actually be kind of cool. Who knows?
And having nightmares. No, she doesn't even know about the aliens, so that's weird.
Right.
What is her relevance? I guess
that's what I'm trying to figure out.
How does she play into it? Because obviously,
and in the movie, did it even say anything about her being a Marine?
No, she's not a Marine. They didn't. No,
she's in a military uniform in the screenshot.
No, it says nothing about that. It just all it says is that
maybe it's all a dream.
She died and was interred at Lakewood Repository, Little Chute, Wisconsin.
Was an old lady.
Little Chute, Wisconsin.
Yeah, and she was an old woman, but she never met Ripley when Ripley got back, right? She was already dead.
She was dead before. Ripley
so maybe some shit did happen then. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe she went looking for Ripley. Didn't find her, escaped back to Earth.
Right. But they're doing it after all of the previous Alien property video games, which were all attempting to be action games,
right?
Where you're fighting hordes and hordes of aliens.
I was so hoping that Colonial Marines was going to be a co-op survival horror style game.
Right. So this is going to be.
I still remember it was supposed to be third person when it was first announced.
Yeah, it was. That's first person survival horror. More in the vein of Alien, so more tension building, more mood and ambiance. Yeah,
that would be cool as fuck if you were just chasing one alien.
No, that would be Resident Evil Nemesis.
Yeah, but aliens are cooler than Nemesis. Yes, aliens are cooler than Nemesis.
I'm sorry.
Xenomorphs are cooler.
I had a moment, but you're right.
Fucking patchwork giant dude with a rocket launcher.
It's like Frankenstein with a rocket
I hate
launcher.
Nemesis so bad. It's like the worst Resident Evil. Wait. Alright, it might not be the worst Resident Evil, but it's
Remember
pretty bad.
Operation Raccoon City?
Look. Yeah.
We had fun.
But
co-op
that's because
style.
we play games co-op, and co-op makes everything better.
It does.
Gaming-wise.
Yeah. I someday developers will learn that that all they got to do to make a shitty game work
is put some co-op.
Put co-op.
They don't even have to integrate the co-op partner in the cutscenes. Apparently, as long as you can close doors behind you and make your other dude have to open the door, that it's okay by me.
Yeah. No, I will forever be loyal.
With Sasquatch, your partner,
but I will forever be loyal to the Alien properties. I feel like I've said it all along. If they were to throw out a fucking Colonial Marines sequel, I will have it pre-ordered. I will have it on launch day.
I would too, even though I hate the fucking game, the one that's out. I would probably still buy it.
Yeah, I'd be excited about it.
Just to hope beyond hope that they fixed it and made it better. Yeah. Plus, it's aliens. Come on.
Right. And I think that in a lot of ways, most of the criticism is so harsh because
what if it was an on-rails shooter? Would you still get it?
What was
for the Wii?
What were the Resident Evil ones for that? It was
Outbreak.
No. Well, Dark Side Chronicles and
Outbreak was like an
Umbrella
online
Chronicles.
co-op game.
Umbrella Chronicles and Darkside Chronicles were
Yeah.
the two Resident Evil Unreal
Did I play
shooters.
Darkside Chronicles?
Probably not. I didn't play Darkside Chronicles.
No, I didn't.
That was the
relying
Leon
on you
one.
for Wii games.
That was the Leon one and the no.
Umbrella
Yeah.
Chronicles is pretty good.
Umbrella Chronicles was fun. I played it with Zephyr.
Wesker was kind of tough.
Yeah, you
It was
played a lot
cool.
of shit as Wesker, but it was an on the rails shooter, and it was fun.
It had nothing on that arcade Terminator game though.
Well, the T2 one with the
Yeah.
gun, where it was just a lot of T-800s jumping in your face.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
it was the
Speaking of Terminator,
war part.
they have Emilia Clarke, Daenerys Targaryen, is officially cast to play Sarah Connor in the reboot.
Oh, it's a reboot. Sweet.
Terminator Genesis is what it's called, but there's going to be some weird timeline.
The Governator's not going to be
because the guy that they have the guy that they have cast to play, he is actually talking about being the T-800. He said that he.
How is it a reboot?
Hold
then?
on. He says he is, but the production company has not attached his name. to
Maybe he's
anything.
not going to let him film it in California if they don't let him in it. Hell
He's
yeah,
not the
Governator,
he's
lay
not
down the law,
he's
bro.
not the governor anymore.
Oh shit.
He's just a dude who fucks his maid.
Good enough.
But the weird kind of like question right now is that the guy that they cast to play John Connor is older than Emilia Clarke. So they think that there's going to be some more like weird time
timeline
travel
shit.
stuff going on. But right now they're in final readings with I think 5 actors who are all
Look,
vying for Kyle Reese.
here's the deal.
Hold on, let me finish. They're vying for Kyle
You-
Reese's part. I know that one of those guys that's vying for the Kyle Reese
Michael
role,
Biehn?
though. No, it's not. I wish it was.
Damn it.
It would be really cool.
be sweet
No,
as
it's
fuck.
actually going back to Dongfest Spartacus. Varro from the first season,
Alright, yeah.
who was Jack McClane in the Die Hard movie in
newest
Russia.
one that we
yeah.
haven't seen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one. He
Dead?
yeah,
that one.
That guy is
all right,
the front runner
I suppose.
for Kyle Reese. But there are 2 or 3
Okay, so I have 2
completely
questions.
unknowns that are also
2
in it.
questions. First, who was playing John Connor? You don't know the name?
I can't remember his name. Something Clark.
Is
It's
he-
another guy named Clark. Emilia Clarke and someone else
Is
Clark.
he
Unrelated.
Eventually, no, we don't. We do not smoke weed.
No, sorry.
Is he eventually going to be in a shitty, low-budget Crow movie where he looks ridiculous as the Crow?
Was that the one with the prison?
No, it's the one after that. The one with like in Arizona or some shit.
I didn't see any of those shitty ones.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen anything past the second one.
Okay, so the answer to that question is you don't know. Second question is the guy that plays Kyle Reese, is he eventually going to be on the cover of a Metal Gear Solid game?
I hope so.
That'd be fucking sweet.
So, Rick, yes, that would be weird, and I don't understand how they can say that Arnold as the T-800 would be a properly threatening... Well, maybe what they're going to do is go the route that they originally had planned when they had... for the first movie, when James Cameron was working with Lance Henriksen to pitch the movie, and they're going to have the Terminator be less of an imposing, scary character and have him be more of a blends-in, everyman kind of character. While Arnold is 6'3", 6'4", I believe, and still huge for being an old-ass dude, he's not the imposing guy that he was in the early 80s.
Right. So,
I think that there's some viability for it if they approach it the right way. I just don't see why an advanced artificial intelligence would decide to make their assassin look like an old ex-bodybuilder.
right.
Slash governor, slash action star, slash maid fucker.
All right, hold on.
Was there sound just now when you did that?
No. That's what this is for.
BRB? Lol. Because contracts, right. I'm really not hung up on this. I mean, I would rather see someone else do it. I think that what's his name, whatever the fuck, the guy that they had play the T-800 in Terminator Salvation, where they digitally superimposed Arnold's face over him. That guy has won like numerous Arnold impersonator contests and shit. Yeah, the guy he looks a lot like Arnold, and he's bigger than Arnold ever actually was. I think that having someone like that would be more suited to the movie. I feel like trying to shoehorn Arnold into the movie just would be
It's stupid
sort of
for two
clunky,
reasons. First
like,
of all, it's a reboot, so Arnold shouldn't have anything to do with it.
right.
And second, it just would be stupid. Because
Right. It just feels like they're reaching for the name recognition, and I just don't think it's really all that necessary. What happened?
No, I'm checking that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, word. Yeah, I feel like it's an unnecessary sort of attack on to the whole project. I mean, I didn't have the deep seated beef with Terminator Salvation that a lot of people seem to have. Like, but I think that I'm far more
on Final Fantasy.
I think that I'm far more lenient with my sci-fi action films than some people are. I can see that a lot of people really thought it was a crap movie. The reality of it is that Christian Bale was probably the worst thing in the movie, but Sam Worthington was so fucking good in it that it doesn't really matter. I mean, I think that the biggest mistake they made was trying to, like, thread John Connor and Kyle Reese into the story, because they really seemed secondary to what was going on with Marcus, which was a far more compelling story. But I think that is evidence of the fact. I have no idea what that means. I think that would be evidence of the fact that the screenplay was originally written to be a standalone movie, not a Terminator movie, and then they adapted it to the Terminator storyline. So, when you do stuff like that, you end up with problems. I mean, Alien 3, was originally based on Snow White. So, what are you going to do?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the original screenplay for Alien 3 was on a forest planet with 7 monks.
All right.
So, things, obviously go through rewrites and changes happen, but I think that trying to include Arnold is perhaps a big mistake. It may be the clunkiest thing in the reboot. And as much as we all love Emilia Clarke in Game of Thrones, I don't know if her chops are sufficient to take on a role like Sarah Connor.
Right.
I don't know if she has the helplessness that Linda Hamilton had in the first movie, or the hair.
Or the super toughness that she had in the next one.
Or the super toughness that she had in Terminator 2, right.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot to be really, compared to at that point, and that's a really tricky position to be in.
Helplessness.
She might have the helplessness. I don't know. We'll see.
Toughness.
We'll see. It'll definitely be something that I'm curious to see how it plays out. Yeah, I have no idea what.
Sure.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. What else? You really got me going again.
I don't know. We don't really have time to talk about what we were going to talk about now.
Sure we do. Why don't we go into it? We were going to talk about
like how we would
our ideal RPG was what we were going to talk about. Why don't you? It was your idea, so why don't you kick it off?
I didn't make notes.
This is my surprise.
Did you, asshole?
Yeah.
Where?
In my brain.
Oh, shut up.
All right. It was your idea, so pitch it. Tell me some things.
Well,
how did this idea strike you? And
first of all, let's think of shit in RPGs that we don't like, because obviously we're gonna nix those right off the bat. You pissing in a bottle?
So David pitched to me yesterday that he figured that on the show this week we could talk about. Yeah, that's right. I'm drinking Code Red and Bacardi.
You had Code Red.
It's not as good as Code Red and Corbel. Holy shit. Would
I'm gonna let you field that one. Go ahead.
No, there's no wine. That was Bacardi. This is Code Red. All right. What you posed the question to me of should we try to explain what we would include in our ideal RPG?
It's kind of like when we were going to do the reboot, like when we talked about how we would reboot something.
Like we do with Legacy of Kain.
Right.
Right. So I think that there are some key elements in an RPG, in games, that.
First of all, it's got to have a badass lead, not lead character.
Hold on. At a core level, one of the biggest problems I find in modern RPGs is
shorts.
No, that was 10 years ago.
I suppose.
It is a confusion as to whether you want to be an action game or an RPG.
Well,
which is where
ours would be a straight up, maybe traditional RPG.
Right, which is where SquareSoft has really run into a lot of problems with their Final Fantasy games at this point. Well,
That's what happened. That's why
Square Enix. Sorry. One of the biggest problems with the Final Fantasy 13 trilogy, which I'm still excited about, Lightning Returns.
No.
I don't give a shit. I'm still excited. He's gifted like that. I don't know how he does that. One of the biggest problems with that series was that they tried to create a combat system that was hinged upon real-time control and action, positioning, and whatnot. Right. Especially in the second one. And now we're looking at Versus 13 as well, being a straight-up action game. Well,
right.
now it's 15, right? They've changed it to 15.
Yeah, it's 15 now.
Being a straight-up action game. Right. So I think that we're in an era where we're seeing the death of the traditional RPG.
Which is sad.
Now what we have for RPGs are games like Skyrim and I suppose...
Which is cool.
Right.
But, well, those are Western, though.
Skyrim and Dragon Age and those games. And I feel like a lot of those games are designed as almost like an homage to classic RPGs, but we're still not getting that classic turn-based combat system. I think that I will argue with this to my grave, but I think that the most seamless blend of real-time control...
You can argue with it?
I know, I'm going to argue this to whoever. But the most seamless blend of real-time control and turn-based combat was Final Fantasy XII.
Final Fantasy XII.
Fantastic combat system that a lot of people didn't like. But it was a fantastic system. The gambit system was great. The leveling system was great. It made combat fun.
Gilgamesh was awesome.
Yeah, it made combat fun. So I would say that, your make or break moment on any RPG is going to be your combat system. Now, you're saying that we would want to go classic RPG, fucking turn-based system. So you're talking what? Line 4 guys up on the right side of the screen and a bad guy on the left side of the screen?
Let's go 4, yeah.
4 or 5?
I don't know about this right side, left side. I mean, the camera can pan and shit.
Okay.
Be cinematic and whatnot.
Okay.
Do you want to go 4 or 5?
I don't care either way. I think the 5 is nice. If you look at... it all depends on the number of characters you plan to include and how you want it to play out. If you look at Final Fantasy IV, for example, 5 key characters. Obviously, there were some, temporary characters throughout the game, but...
And sometimes you only had, 3 years.
Right. Ultimately, their party system was designed on 5 characters, 3 offensive characters, and 2 magic users. Because it had a row system, a front and back row system.
Right.
So you could put your magic users in the back row and your offensive guys in the front row. And that was perfect. That was the way that it always worked. It was designed to work that way. There was no other way to really lay it out and have it function.
Right.
So it really depends on the characters. I mean, I think that we've fallen into character tropes with a lot of RPGs as well. How diverse a cast do you think we need to have?
Well, first of all, before you start talking about what kind of characters, you need a setting. Are we going to do fantasy? Are we going to do sci-fi?
I think that
sci-fi fantasy, like Shadowrun.
Sci-fi fantasy is probably good. I think that you try to limit yourself.
A Western space opera. We could do it.
A Western space opera. I have long believed that a space opera RPG is something that the world needs.
I know. Where I get my PC, I built my PC.
As did I.
Yes.
Because that's how you do it.
That's how you do it. You build your shit. You don't let somebody else build your shit. You build your shit.
Still built it. Repost it. Sorry. Yeah, space. We'll do Western space opera, so we can incorporate, like, think about it in terms of like the RPG elements of Mass Effect. For your space stuff. You know, your planet systems and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that
I want do we go with an overworld map? Overworld being that, it's
a galaxy map.
Galaxy, but where you actually move around on it, you don't just pick a spot and it goes there. Or do we do a galaxy map and then when you get on planet, it has an overworld map?
I think that's better. I think you give it. If you can incorporate. Can you hand me that? That is scotch. If you can incorporate elements from a number of different games.
Drunk. I fucked up my shit on Final Fantasy this week.
Nice. I think that, like, Starbound, for example, brings a great idea. That's a lot of cats.
It is a lot of cats.
You should let some go. Set those cats free.
Into the mountains.
But I think that, like, with Starbound, they have a great element in the idea of, like, the same level of exploration that Terraria had, but, your different environments get split between different planets. And, and that doesn't mean that every planet needs to be, like... I think that there needs to be some level of, like, really openness to the world, though. Like, you see, like, Final Fantasy 13 until Chapter 11, it's really on the rails, and then you only get to really run around in that one little area. And
the game becomes amazing. And then, so it's like 2 games. It's like a shitty game and then a super short, really good game.
Yeah. So I think that, to include a multitude of planets, all explorable, but only, like, certain ones are relevant to your core storyline. So there's a lot of, like, random fun stuff. A lot of random fun stuff on other planets. But not, like, drive your fucking stupid rover all over the fucking mountains and shit.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. I'm glad they got rid of that.
There's got to be a level of scale. I mean, go to planets and go to the cities. Not go to planets and drive around in the wilderness.
Now, see, the problem is if we were to have, like, a galaxy map where you can go to a whole bunch of different planets, it would fall into the problem where, like, each planet would be tiny with, like, 2 little outposts that we're calling cities. So we're looking at...
I don't think it needs to have a multitude.
Looking at one disc here,
look,
bro.
I don't think it has to be a multitude of planets. I think that we could do...
just one solar system.
Our solar system.
Ours?
Yeah.
It's an RPG, bro.
No, I'm saying that we could do ours and we can have cool... Because...
fantasy.
There's a lot of
sci-fi.
moons. Like, think of, like, the
Make
number
up some shit.
Think of the number of moons around Jupiter and shit like that. Like,
that's no moon.
No, actually, there are, like, 60... someone's gonna fucking correct me, but there's, like, 60-some moons around Jupiter. There's probably more than that.
They could probably get rid of a couple.
We could live on one of those. No, I mean, I think that, you limit it, but you open it up. Like, there's got to be a very,
I'm serious. One solar system, maybe 9 or 10. If it's ours, then I guess we know how many planets. But,
right.
But if we make up a solar system,
does Pluto count?
Look, I still think Pluto is pretty awesome. So, yeah, Pluto counts in my book. We still love you, Pluto.
And have all the moons and shit.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, the moons can be like one-off dungeons.
Word.
You got to do some shit on this moon. Go there, and you just go into a dungeon.
I might hang out on Callisto.
That's completely cool. Do whatever you got to do, man. 63, someone says. I don't know if he's. Are there really 63 moons, or are you just throwing 63 out there?
If it's 63, I'm gonna be really impressed because I was guessing 64.
Did you say 64 though?
I don't.
Doesn't count if you didn't say
I don't know. I think I said 60-some because
60
I didn't want to say a specific number, but I was thinking 64. And if it is, in fact, 63, I'm going to feel really lucky and mad
You're gonna be
that
like,
I didn't play the lottery.
You would have been one number off on the lottery.
Fair enough, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I think okay. So we got that established. Solar system, several planets, or ours apparently. Then it would have to be way in the future, bro.
Or way in the past.
I don't want like Ernie Van Schledorn in our fucking game.
You know what? It's on Main Street in Menominee Falls.
Who do you know wants to buy a car?
Who do you know wants to buy a car?
Right.
Yeah, nobody on the internet's gonna know any of this shit.
Nope.
They're gonna drive to Main Street in Menominee Falls now and be like, "Hey, look at that! There is an Ernie Van Schlater in there." Jesus Christ.
So, way in the future.
Yeah, way in the future or way in the past.
It is a space western alternate timeline. All right. No, because then we run the risk of making it a steampunk game. It's like steam-powered spaceships and shit. Which is kind of cool, but...
Galaxy Express 39 has a train that runs through space.
That's cool and all, but... And I'm okay with steampunk. I just don't want to give all these...
Space Western is
I don't want to give all
Look,
these...
you're getting confused. Space Western is not steampunk.
That's what I'm saying. We got to keep it away from that.
There's a big dividing line. Space Western, steampunk.
I don't want all these fucking people that think they're into steampunk just because they like to dress up, liking our game.
No, I want people liking our game.
They won't buy it because they're spending all their money on steampunk costumes.
I'm buying goggles and
and gears
frock
that don't
coats
do anything,
and frock coats
and blunderbusses.
You're never gonna have too many blunderbusses.
Blunderbuy.
Yeah.
Quick, somebody tell us the plural of blunderbuss.
Blunderbusses, I think is what it would be.
Don't throw me under the blunderbuss.
All right, that was pretty good. I think that, having thought about this a little bit more, three party members, total of 9.
Total of 9?
Yeah,
right.
9 characters.
Do they level up even if they're not in the party?
Yes.
Are they with you in cutscenes? Are all 9 with you in cutscenes? But you can only use 3?
Yes.
Okay. Good deal.
They level up.
I hate having to choose, and they're not going to level up, and then at the end you have to use them all, but you haven't leveled
them. They
any
level
of them?
up, but their skills don't level up.
Oh, fuck you, bro. All right. No, it's good. All right. As long as they still level up. So that when you decide you need to grind out their skill points, they're not level 2.
Right.
Fighting level 90 shit.
So they level up, but their skills
It's the max level 99.
Fuck that. We're Final Fantasy VIII in this bitch. It's 100.
All right. As long as it's not like 30. Come on.
What's the point?
Games are doing shit
What's
like
the
that
point?
nowadays.
It's stupid. Well, that's because they want to like pretend that they're gonna give a level cap increase sometime later.
They never do. What do you think?
I have a large collection of knives. That's how I would survive a zombie apocalypse.
I just sit on my couch all the time. So look, that door's closed.
There's a lot of windows on that wall, though.
The other door is closed. We have just a big ass fucking wreath that keeps me up at night.
What, is it smacking against your window?
Seriously. And there was one night where I was like, "What the fuck is that sound?" Yeah, I thought it was somebody who was downstairs.
It's a
in
72.
It's
a 72-inch wreath.
Whatever. Anyway, back to the game.
It's very festive.
Which could have a planet that is going through a zombie apocalypse. Let's go with Mars. We're using our solar system.
I know, but why would Mars have?
I don't know, because it's right there.
It's cool. It's cool. Why can't the moon have the zombie apocalypse on it?
Nobody's on the moon.
Lunarians, dude.
one guy is on the moon.
I hope you can see this because I'm doing it as hard as I can. And I was doing it as 80s as I can.
Hey, no, 80s is where you pull everything
no,
down
80s
as far
is
as possible.
No,
that's current.
So that's Top Gun 80s style, where you put the other fingers up.
Dude, speaking of Top Gun,
such a good movie.
Goody was talking about how in Battlefield 4 he's trying to get all his jet shit unlocked, and we were talking about how sometimes we're pretty good pilots, but we always get into a match where there's one like motherfucker that just can kill everyone. And he was talking. I was like, "Yeah, you get into this fucking match, like an air superiority match."
And it was actually a match where you were fighting against each other.
No, I haven't played with him yet.
It would have been
But I'm talking about
super
how
meta.
you get into this fucking you get into this match where like it starts and you just go in and you're shooting motherfuckers down all over the place, and there's this one fucking dude that like comes up and he's upside down and he's flipping you off.
Yeah, it's good times. Yeah, it is. And then there's Jester.
Yeah.
Jester's dead. But it was below the hard deck, so it didn't count. All right, so
Back to video games.
3 active party members, 9 characters, classic turn-based combat.
Well, sort of, because we want people to actually buy the game. So
Final Fantasy 12 style combat.
Final Fantasy 12 style combat. Maybe we could touch it up some way.
Space Western. Our solar system. Distant future or distant past.
I still think distant. If something happens,
No Ernie von Schledorn.
some kind of apocalypse happens to make the world start over,
Wait,
and then it gets into the Wild West
wait.
style.
What if the apocalypse has an apocalypse?
Well, then we're gonna have to get Rex Cult, fucking whatever.
Rex Power Cult?
Rex Power Cult in there to kill some dragons.
Right. All right. Well, serious or some light comedy?
I think serious, but with light comedy. We'll have a comic relief character.
You know, I think that one of the biggest problems that's happened in a lot of RPGs, well, pretty much every RPG ever, is that they always focus on this, like, the downfall of humanity or the end of the world, and it's such a huge, like,
No, I think ours should
epic,
have a
disaster.
a more like bright, like humans are starting to branch out and
Well,
explore.
I feel like it could be, like, on a smaller scale, like, the big, like...
Well, yeah, it's like
bad
a story of the group, not what's going on with the
in the
entire
galaxy, right? So, like, it's not like this monster is going to destroy the galaxy. It's like this dude's going to fuck your shit up.
And you know what's cool about that is we can make so many sequels
Right.
in the same universe with just different groups.
This is actually a conversation about what we
Final
want.
Space Fantasy.
This is actually a conversation about what we want from the next Mass Effect game.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But all ranged characters?
Well, yeah, but
Do we allow laser guns? Or do we say,
No
fuck
lasers.
laser
No
guns, it's
lasers.
all revolvers and lever action rifles and shit?
well, no, it doesn't have to be that Western. But I've always in my sci-fi I always want more realistic weapons, projectile weapons, not lasers,
How about
and they don't need to be all giant and bulky either.
like knives and stuff? Can we have a guy who uses knives?
Sure.
Could his name be Knives? Sorry, I watched some Trigun the other day.
All right, fine, whatever. His name is Knives.
We have a guy whose name is Guns.
We could have a guy whose name is Guns.
Another guy whose name is Fists.
Sure, but none of those people will actually do what their name says.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
All right. Like Knives uses his fists,
Yeah.
and Guns uses knives.
Yes. Yes. What was the other name? Fists. Uses knives.
Uses guns.
I thought we already had someone
Guns uses
using...
knives.
Jesus fucking Christ! What the hell is going on right now?
Oh shit!
All right. Moving on.
Good times. Good times. Fuck all these episodes that you guys missed. We're gonna upload this one and just pretend that
we
it's
should
ever
just
happened.
do that. Fuck it. Well, you know what? All the other episodes that I am
They'll get uploaded someday.
too busy to upload. Yeah, and like a special edition.
All you need to do is put them on that fucking hard
and like
drive
a
and
giant
I'll upload them.
9-hour
Just put
fucking
'em on that hard
upload.
drive tonight.
I'm not doing that tonight.
Why?
I might do it tomorrow though. Because it's gonna bog my shit down.
Who is on first?
And see, that's exactly what I was thinking of, by the way. It'll
Rick,
bog
what
my
do
shit
you-
down,
Rick,
and I have
what
shit
do
to
you-
do in Final Fantasy 14 tonight.
Now, Rick, if you could pick your number one most important key element for your perfect RPG, what would it be? The most important
Just one thing.
to you. One thing, the number one top thing that you need to see in an RPG to make you completely happy about it. I know that's a pretty heavy question to throw at you.
Boobs.
Well, obviously there's going to be boobs in it.
Oh, yeah, all
And all the saloons are going to have like those Batwing doors.
right. Come on. With a fucking bartender in those frilly shirts with the black band around it.
Well, yeah.
And he's going to only have whiskey.
Or tequila. Or mezcal. Sorry.
Not
Not even tequila.
Yeah,
mezcal.
Depending on what planet they're on. Is there going to be a Mexico planet with
be.
the Alamo and shit? Like the new
The
Neo Alamo.
The Alamo's not in Mexico.
I know,
You're
but
from Texas.
I know, but at the time, Mexicans owned Texas.
All right, fine.
There'll be a Neo Alamo.
Co-op.
Dude, co-op in a like traditional straight up RPG though. They tried to do that with Final Fantasy 3.
When you can pick up the second controller. And
Yeah, one dude
fuck
moved
with
around,
shit.
the other dude could fight with half the characters. I mean, how would you do co-op in
I think
an
that we
RPG?
could. I think that
in a turn-based combat RPG, how would you do co-op?
I think that we can figure out a made awake this mark.
What if the combat...
A made awake this mark.
Yes. What if the combat was like Star Ocean? I don't know if you... Did you ever play any Star Ocean games? It's real time, run around the map.
Time ago.
But it's still active time battle where when it comes up to your turn, you act.
Wait.
But you could run around in real time and avoid
What about
shit.
if it was like a Chrono Trigger style? Where you've got attack gauges
Essentially
that
the
fill
same
up?
thing,
Yeah, like that.
Except in Chrono Trigger, you didn't move your characters around. They just moved around as they did shit.
Right, I suppose. But, yeah, I know what you're saying, where you could...
Because
freely
then
move around
you
in
could have
position.
melee and ranged dudes, and you'd have to move your melee guys into melee range.
Rick, we can do this for you.
We have the technology.
It can be 3-man co-op.
3-man...
For whatever your active party is.
But what if you get a co-op dude, like you get 2 co-op guys that want to play with you, but nobody wants to be a healer?
Sucks for all of you guys, then.
What about having to be the guy that has to be the healer?
Look, I've never liked the fact that RPGs force you to have like a healer and an attacker and a.
Well, how else are you going to do it, John? You need someone healing.
Why can't you just, when you see somebody needs to get healed, you heal? I don't understand.
Because you don't want your damage dealers to have to stop dealing damage to heal a motherfucker.
Wouldn't it make it more challenging if they had to?
It doesn't need to be. It's already challenging. Make the enemies challenging. Don't make the party mechanics challenging. Make the party mechanics user friendly so that you can take on these
Why don't
challenges.
you just make the? Why don't you just make?
John, you're ruining my perfect RPG.
Sorry, man. Why don't you just make the character classes for the healers?
What is this, Guild Wars 2? You have to have the Holy Trinity, John.
Stop. Why
you have to
don't
have
you
damage dealers, tanks, and healers.
Listen, why don't you just make the healer character classes less fucking lame?
Well, yeah, you can make them cool, like
so that people want to play them.
Yeah, I mean, a combat medic style dude who.
Back in the day,
instead of just like having a little twig and raising the twig and healing dudes, yeah.
Back in the day, the white mage used to get fucking like
holy
or
Quake
pearl
or
they used to get fucking
Pearl.
badass attack spells.
Pearl and Holy looked exactly the same,
Well,
but with
that's
different
'cause-
colors.
well, they
Hell
changed-
yeah!
they changed
And Flare was
when-
just Holy, but reskinned to be yellow instead of white.
When they retranslated the game, they made Pearl into Holy. It actually was supposed to be Holy all along.
Oh.
But the point is that why not go back to that where.
And it made the same sound effect as Bio did.
Where these healers have the ability to do high-level fucking cool guy spells.
See, he says he's a PC guy, but they have RPGs on PC. Come on, you can't... That's a cop-out, Rick. Come on now.
It's true.
Haven't you ever played, like, Septerra Core or, Fallout 2?
Man, Fallout co-op.
So good!
Fallout co-op would be so good.
When are they putting Fallout and Fallout 2 on Xbox Live? Seriously.
They never will.
They should, because people will buy the shit out of that stuff.
Yeah, there was an Elder Scrolls Online beta this weekend.
Or Friday.
And I didn't play it all because it's like, meh.
I didn't play it because I heard it sucked. And I'm busy on Final Fantasy 14. Seriously, I heard it sucked by several people.
Like I said, I played a little bit and played like Skyrim, but if their partying sucked, whatever.
Well, they can fix that though.
Maybe there was.
I just heard the game isn't all that great. That's a shame. Look, we're talking about our perfect RPG, not an RPG that's.
Look, Bethesda,
mediocre.
you put all your eggs in the wrong basket. You should have made Fallout Online.
Oh, Fallout Online. Remember? Did I ever? Remember back when I was with Jennifer and she found that page that had all the shit that was supposed to be coming out in that year, and Fallout Online was on the page, and I sent it to you, and there was supposed to be an Elder Scrolls Online, which obviously is the one they chose. Fallout Online would have been the shit.
It would have been better.
I wouldn't even care if the game was kind of crap. I'd play it.
It would have been better. Yeah, man. Like, give me some power armor and a bandana and some sunglasses, you know?
Are you sure we have to use our solar system? Couldn't there be a planet with spice and sandworms on it? We're making it, and you want a Dune game.
Why don't we just find out that one of our planets in our solar system, that maybe Saturn has spice and sandworms on it?
It's not hot. It's way that way. It's not hot.
Okay, Venus.
I'm still going with Mars.
She's your Venus.
Or Mercury.
She's your fire.
Mercury's
Your desire, bro.
Mercury's a good one.
Mercury.
It's even called Mercury. You could have spice.
Look, I could spend an entire episode of this
what
show.
What siege would you go to?
To bar, obviously. What other siege do you go to? We're still at, bro.
Right.
I could spend an entire episode of our show explaining the ins and outs of the Dune RPG
right,
that I could create.
Which is why we're not going to do that. We're going to talk
but
about
if I did that,
our perfect RPG.
If I did that,
because I love Dune, but
some fucking game developer would take notes and fucking do it and not give me any credit or money. And fuck that. Nobody's smart enough to use my ideas.
Did you ever play that game, Dune 2000?
Is that the one I have on CD?
I don't know. I know it was on Genesis. I don't know.
Oh, no. I heard Dune 2000 was good. I heard it was good.
I never played it.
Joe played it and he said it was good.
All right, anyway.
It's free to play online somewhere now.
That's
on a website.
Check it out.
You should. You're good at that stuff.
I'm good at playing free games online.
RTS is
Thanks,
what I meant.
Man, that's awesome. I used to be good at RTS. I haven't played any in a long time.
Look, I guess...
Could we have RTS war segments
No.
in our RPG?
Because that's a minigame, and fuck that shit.
It's not a minigame.
The only way that I want...
It's only a minigame if it doesn't affect the
I do want card games. Card minigames.
Oh, but minigame. That's a minigame. Fuck it.
The only minigame I want is like.
So you want to be able to walk around to every NPC and be like, "Hey, let's play some cards."
I want like.
There's like a blasted city where people are like out
Red
of their
style.
homes and this little girl's family's dead, but you walk up and be like, "Want to play some cards?" And she's like, "Fuck yeah, let's play some
We're
cards."
playing Space Western. I want to be able to cruise into a saloon and play poker.
Oh, that kind of. All right. Can't be called. Oh shit! It's our solar system. It could be Texas Hold'em.
Yeah.
Neo Texas Hold'em.
Neo Texas Hold'em. I'm into it. Or Texas Neo Hold'em.
Neo Texas Neo Hold'em. Neo Texas Neo Hold Neo.
I'm into it. There you go. There you go.
There's too many Neos.
Never too many Neos.
Too many Mr. Andersons, bro.
Can we get Patrick Stewart to voice somebody in our game?
Probably. He took a picture of himself in a lobster suit for Halloween in a bathtub. We could probably get him to at least do something.
He's so great.
He's awesome.
He's really the coolest guy.
George Takei is pretty cool too.
They're both pretty hard. Generally, anybody who's ever worked on a Star Trek show is really okay with me. And I'm not even a Star Trek fan.
What about the bitch from Voyager? Is she cool?
What's her name? Janeway?
Yeah.
I don't know if she's cool. Wait, Jerry Ryan? Yeah, Jerry Ryan's good. But I'd like to see her naked. 7 of 9? No, 7 of 9.
Yeah.
What, you don't want to see 7 of 9?
No, I do. I kind of do. Circa back then.
Circa back then. I probably still would be okay with seeing her naked. She was on Warehouse 13. She still looks pretty good.
Does she?
Speaking of which, Warehouse 13.
So look, all right.
Season that's pretty good, but
health.
Last season plus James Marsters.
Health. I want health to be shield. Personal shield, instead of
Can we do shield and
hit.
Health?
No, I think
when shield is depleted, you have like a little bit of health.
I would like
so that your shield can be depleted, and it's like a holy fuck, my guy. Like
I would like you to have 1 HP plus shield health.
No, think about this. Final Fantasy 4.
So when you get shot with no shield, you're fucked. You're dead.
Final Fantasy 4 or 6 style, where like you get down to like that low percentage of health, and they like crouch on the ground, and they can still fight.
And then when they're paralyzed, they do the same thing, but there's squiggly lines next to them.
Yeah.
And then when they're poisoned, they do the same thing, but there's little bubbles.
Yeah. Yeah. This all sounds good to me.
All right, I'm down.
But when they go down to that,
so when shield is broken, for some reason they get sick.
Yeah, I'm into it. Because of the the lack of atmosphere on these planets.
Depending on what planet.
Well, right.
Did you just wink at me?
Oh, no.
You just fucking winked at me. What was that all about?
I didn't
This
wink.
guy winked at me. It was kind of like that without the point. All right, I'm down with that. What about MP? Tech points?
Tech points, I think.
So healers use technology instead of magic. There's no
Right,
magic.
right,
Okay.
right.
Good. That avoids the whole steampunk thing.
I mean, if you treat it sort of the way that Outlaw Star is, I mean, there's magic, there's like Tau chants and stuff like that, but you know, like he's got his caster gun, which is like a magic gun, but it uses, you know, magic infused shells that are super rare.
Cool.
So like you have to like charge up, you know, you find different shells or you know that kind of stuff.
Can we have a monk that when he sneezes does a jump kick that hits everything?
At you?
Yeah.
Absolutely. There were Chinamen in the Old West.
There sure were. They worked on railroads and shit, but whatever.
They won't look like that.
Space railroads.
I already really, David. We
No,
were
like,
talking about
but-
Galaxy Express 39 and shit.
I have no clue what you're talking about when you say that.
Oh, it's
Motherfucker.
it's a railroad that runs through space.
But does it go just from planet to planet?
Yeah,
I'm into it. Let's have it.
that's
Let's have it.
it's a series of movies. Well, there was a 50 year, not a really long anime series back in the day.
But it's not really a railroad, right? I mean, it's just like...
There's not tracks.
Okay.
But it's a train
All right.
that runs through space.
Can we have killer clowns?
Absolutely.
All right.
They can be like the henchman of the bad guy.
I don't... That's too...
Wait, the biggest bad guy can be a circus leader or some
That's
shit.
too weird. I don't
Yeah.
No, none of that. He's got to be awesome. That's... See, now we're getting back into our perfect RPG.
Like Saren
the
awesome?
antagonist has to be awesome. He can't be some fucking weirdo. He's got to be awesome. Like
I don't know.
Saren awesome. Like
Kefka was
awesome.
Kefka was a weirdo.
But he
though.
was awesome.
He was an awesome weirdo.
Who else? We did a top 5 where we had the greatest villains, and I can't remember them now. But they have to be
Liquid
awesome
Snake.
like that. Yeah, Liquid Snake.
Brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Did we put Liquid Snake on
Probably.
the top 5?
Probably.
Are you sure? I don't remember. I don't think so. We should have.
I'm sure we did. He was voiced by Cam Clark.
Now, okay, so
Cam Clark, you know, Max
So
Sterling.
what is-
Cam
what is
Clark,
happening?
the guy that all your Ohio roommates were all obsessed
yeah,
with.
because everything had that fucking guy in it.
Mm-hmm.
What is going on that makes up our plot? You don't need to outline a whole plot, but like, what is the overarching story? Like
It needs to
we
be
decided
simple.
that it has to be
Smaller
something
scale,
personal
and
with these characters. It's not the galaxy is going to explode if you don't defeat this guy. It could
be similar to like
it's your credit score is going to get fucked up if you don't beat this guy.
there's a bounty on your head, dude. You gotta
There you go. All right, trying to escape a bounty
Right. And
from
get
a
rid of the
corrupt
dude-
organization.
And get rid of the dudes that put the bounty on you.
Like it was wrongfully put on you.
Yeah. There you
All
go.
right, I'm into it.
I can write interweaving plot threads that all lead into that.
Can they have decay?
Yes.
I don't remember the other characters in that group, but decay was awesome.
Havoc and Malice.
Nah.
I named them after those axes.
You name
Those good
everything after those fucking.
Those axes are so good, though.
All right.
Are they bad?
Yeah, no, they're good. They're bad.
Well, that's our show for the week.
Yeah, I think we're spiraling.
Yeah. Well, yes.
Look,
and
it's
no.
going to be an awesome game. You guys need to start donating money so we can make it.
Sounds like a fantastic plan.
Let's start that shit.
Let's put a 5-year time limit on our Kickstarter.
All right.
We have 5 years to gather $50 million to make this.
$50 million.
And all of the money will go to the game, not to hookers and blow.
And Titanfall.
Or Xbox Ones.
Are you going to get an Xbox
I
One?
don't.
Come on, dude. Seriously.
It really depends. I told you this.
Look, you know why mine's just sitting there unplayed?
Because there's like 6 games out for it.
Because I have no one to play games with. Me
There's
and James and I's schedules are just
con-
conducive
congruent.
to each other.
Congruent?
Congruent.
Math terms.
Yeah.
Yeah. So fuck all those previous episodes of our show. We're gonna put this one up on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Like now.
I don't know about now. I mean, I'm gonna set it up.
Now-ish.
Now-ish. It'll be up.
But yeah.
Before people wake up tomorrow.
You can see all this stuff that's... God, I've been drinking. It's really hard to figure out what I'm doing.
That's why this is spiraling, because I just took... I mean, this bottle of Johnny
These
Walker.
are things here that you need to know. There's Virtual Bromance. Facebook.com/VirtualBromance. YouTube.com/VirtualBromance, which will someday have a lot of new shit on it. Like a lot of new shit. It's going to be silly.
We gotta start doing... That's why you need Xbox One. So we can do shit.
Twitter is @VirtualBromance, and our band, Facebook.com/AM_PSYCH. That's AMPSYCH. Someday I'm going to do something with that, too. It's going to be awesome.
Look, I just play what I'm told to play.
I know. It's okay. It's okay. But that's our show. We barely talked about the thing. Well, we sort of rambled about the thing we wanted to talk about.
It was an equal time. I mean, we went over our time limit.
But, yeah. There was shockingly a lot of nothing that we talked about early.
I know. It was pretty good.
Shockingly a lot of nothing.
It was pretty good.
That was pretty interesting, I'm sure.
That's why we stopped calling them episodes, because we just ramble about shit now. We need to make some kind of story.
Side note, all new X Factor is pretty good.
Side note, Brooklyn Nine-Nine is fucking amazing.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
When does that air, by the way?
I have no idea.
I need to... All right. Yeah,
Yo!
later, guys. See you next week. Maybe. We're not dead.